Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ben of BS3 Radio, and just wanted to kind of come on here and do a Donda versus Certified Lover Boy. See what you guys think about both of them. I'm going to kind of go through and do my review and give my thoughts on it, but definitely put your comments at the bottom. Also, if you want to join in on the conversation, you can definitely do that as well. But first off, I'll say this. This is not a fair comparison, because I think Kanye, obviously, and let me start off by saying this. This is about his music. This is not about him, because he definitely is off the rails. There's no doubt about that. But you cannot deny that the dude is a musical and creative genius. You cannot doubt that at all. He just flat out is. And so anybody that says otherwise, you're wrong. The music that he puts out is different. Most of the time it's different than probably what you've heard before. So I wanted to just kind of come on. Shout out to Jay Kane Mission. I had him on a show a while back. Thank you for coming through. But I'm kind of going to grade this on a couple different scales: creativity, beats, features, punchlines, and then, they're having this kind of back and forth battle that they're going through. But I think just musically, shout out to NR Hour. I mean, Nathan, we were on the show last night, did a fantasy football draft. But I think they're not on the same wavelength musically and production. When you hear a Drake album, most of the time, it's going to sound like a Drake album. Like, I think at this point, we probably know, and we probably know what a Drake album sounds like. Okay, I think, if people don't agree, tell me why. But I think Kanye, especially on this Donda album, was different. The production. Now, I would say that if Drake is who he say he is. He said he's a certified lover boy. Like, that wasn't I don't think that was a joke. I think that's like who he is. He makes music for the ladies, and he turns on and turns off, in my opinion, the rapping part of himself. And he can definitely battle if need be, but that's not his direct go-to. And if you look it up, it's going to say, rap pop or R&B pop or whatever it may say. I think with Kanye is different too. And obviously he's made some songs like that. But I think at the end of the day, shout out to my man Q Hicks of the Q&E podcast. Also my man Shane, thank you for tuning in. Any of you guys want to join in, I'm probably going to ride for, probably about an hour or so. But just kind of given both of these albums came out, so I figured it was fair, kind of a fair shot to do a Donda versus CLB. And so I think we know what a Drake album is going to sound like. Okay, it's going to have some good punchlines. He's going to be doing some hooks on there. He's going to be doing some singing on there. And I think that's what a Drake album is. I think Kanye, though, just has a different level that he goes to. Again, we're only talking about music. I know Kanye's, mental, and some of the stuff he says is definitely off the wall. We're just going to talk music, though, right now. So I think creativity-wise, I got to give it to Kanye if we're looking at these albums. You think of the production on the album. You think of the creativity of putting out this album. And QX said, "What's good, bro? I haven't listened to Donda yet to chime in. No problem. But I definitely, I'll say listen to it. And if you don't like Kanye, just listen to it just for the music and the production. Because it's, I think it's leaps and bounds better than CLB. Because again, Drake has a sound. I think, at least for me, I've been putting Drake in a category of a rapper. I don't think he's really a rapper. He's a R&B, R&B pop rap. It's a mixture of all of those things together. Now, like I said, he can turn it off and turn it on. Shout out to SSC. Thank you for tuning in. He can turn it off and turn it on. And the ladies love him, no doubt. Like, look at the dude's face. Look at this dude. Like, light-skinned dudes win, okay? Light-skinned dudes win most of the time. And his face alone is a major reason why he sells a lot of what he sells, because the ladies do like, they do like Drake. It's just, it's a simple fact. We don't need to go too deep into that part of it. So I think this beef, if we kind of rewind back, this whole beef kind of started where, and I don't know how true, I don't know all of the exact details. The only people that would truly know that, you said, whoa, Street's not saying the same. Laugh out loud. Maybe he's talking about, I don't know, maybe talking about Kanye or Drake, but I think this whole beef started off where Drake went to go visit Kanye at the ranch and all that. And he had a conversation with Kanye. Shout out to my man Taryn Rodriguez. He had a conversation with, Drake and Kanye had a conversation. Basically, they were kind of teaming up, and they were going to talk about their albums, what they're going to be putting out, and different things like that. Drake showed Kanye a picture of his son, and then Pusha T came out and exposed that he had a son, and then also, showing pictures and all types of stuff. So I don't know what exactly happened with that. It sounds like Kanye gave this information to Pusha T. But anyway, this is years later now. I don't think Drake's gonna get over that at all. If I was him and somebody just released something about a son that people didn't know I had, I would be pissed off too. I would be mad. I would be upset. I would definitely wanna fight people too, because that I wanted to keep that private for as long as I possibly could. These guys are already in the limelight as much as they are. So I get that point. So you fast forward to now, CLB. It's Certified Lover Boy. Like, again, Drake makes music for the ladies. Can he definitely rhyme? I definitely agree with that. I think he can. I think he's one of the best rhymers. I'm not gonna say he's a lyrical genius or anything like that. So as we kind of go through this, I'm gonna kind of rate this with creativity, beats, features, punchlines, battle, and then overall kind of what I'm thinking. And you guys want to chime in? Let me know what you think, how you feel. If you listen to both albums, which one do you like better? I'm gonna put a comment here right now. But I know definitely people obviously do not like Kanye because he said a lot of things that rub a lot of people the wrong way, a lot of things that weren't true. And so I get why people do not like him. But if you listen to this album, it's pretty good. Okay? The production is pretty good. The features are pretty good. All right, so creativity. I'm going to go with Kanye on that. I think the creativity on the album, I think with the features on the album, the organs, the choir, all of that kind of stuff, to me, just shows that musically it was a better album. I'll say this: listening to Certified Lover Boy, the first two tracks, I was definitely feeling. From there on, I'm like, because I listened to Donda first, and a couple of these tracks, I'm like, Drake, this sounds like the same stuff you had on the past 5 albums. And I wasn't like, wow, this is something where, I can just listen to this and not skip. It's a rarity where you have albums where you can listen to every single track. There's a certain amount of people. Nas is definitely one of those. If you look at King's Disease 1 and 2. But Certified Lover Boy was not it. I'm sorry. I had to skip a couple of tracks. I fast forwarded through some tracks just because it wasn't something I was 100% feeling. The beats, production, definitely Kanye with the organs, with just the musical vibe of it. It didn't sound like something that was already made. A lot of these songs on Drake's album sound like it was something that was already made. Sounds like something that we've heard before. Sounds similar to some of the past tracks that he's had. Features. Definitely going with Kanye too. And the interesting thing about both of these is that they're similar features. A lot of newer rappers. So Lil Baby and Kanye had Dub Baby on his. A lot of these newer rappers, and I'm not the biggest fan of, but I think they people like them. I'm not. I'm like an old man get off your lawn type of guy when it comes to rap. Now I see myself when Nas drops something, I'm happy. When the Locks drop something, I'm happy because that's what I'm used to listening to. But I think with the features, definitely Kanye for me. Jay Electronica, obviously he had Jay-Z on the track, and Jay was also on CLB, but I don't think the verse compared to what was on Kanye's. So features, I'm gonna go with Kanye too. So I got Kanye with features, Kanye with the beats, Kanye with creativity. When it comes to the punchlines, and I think Drake definitely he has a great way of words. It'll stuff to make you laugh, stuff to make you think, stuff to make you bob your head to. And a lot of his beats are the same way. When it comes to the punchlines, I'm gonna give that to Drake, based on what we're talking about with these two albums. And I think with the battle, Kanye didn't seem like he really went after. He didn't really seem like he went after. He went after Drake on this album. Now there was the unreleased track. If you haven't heard that one, you have to find it somewhere. I shared it out on the BSC Radio Twitter, but this was it was called Life of the Party, and it was Andre 3000 and Kanye, which what I've heard of that track, I'm shocked that it wasn't on Donda. I'm 100% shocked. I would have thought it would have been on there. Now, I don't know if there's future plans to release that track. I don't know what was the holdup on it, but the words and the just the lyricism on there. And a lot of people, shout out to my man CJ Harden, Courtney Harden. A lot of people have been wanting Andre 3000 to come out with another album or a solo album, period. Because I don't think he ever came out. They did Speaker Box and The Love Below, but I don't know if that necessarily you consider that his solo album. I think it was, just because they both had their own versions. But we've been wanting to see that. And the fact that Drake played that song, I don't know if he was hoping that was going to be kind of a jab at Kanye, or he was just thinking, oh, I got something unreleased and I'm going to play it. I don't know what his kind of goal was with that. But I'll definitely say I think it kind of backfired, because that song was, I would say, maybe better than 99% of Drake's album. Now, Bridal Path? That was definitely, I think that was the best track on the album, hands down, because he just went in. And I don't think Kanye is going to have a defense for that. So, like I said, punchlines, I'm going to go with Drake. And then battle, I'm also going to go with Drake, like what he did on Bridal Path. Also, a couple other tracks. So I would say I like 3 tracks off of CLB. Bridal Path, You Only Live Twice with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. And then Knife Talk, just because you got to hear Project Pat. I mean, I don't remember the last time I've heard him on something recently. Shout out to my man Sean. Thank you for tuning in. But that was pretty dope to see. And what Drake's able to pull people on songs or pull people in that you maybe haven't heard in a while. His beats and production is nice, but I just think Kanye's production is just on a different level. You know what a Drake album's gonna sound like. If somebody disagrees, you can say you disagree, but we know essentially what it's going to sound like. And a lot of times the beats are fire, no doubt, but you know what they're going to sound like. It's not going to be anything like, wow, he kind of shocked me on that one. Kanye's album, a lot of these beats, you're like, wow, they're shocking. What the beats sound like in the production and the features and everything. So that's my opinion. A couple of my favorite tracks on the Kanye, there was a lot of them that I liked. Jail, that was the one. Having the Sunday service with the organ on there, that's always fire. Similar, like I said earlier, similar features. The fact he got Conway, The Machine, and Westside Gunn on the track, which that track was fire. That was definitely one of my favorites. And Conway on multiple different tracks, he's like, I don't mess with you rapping people. I don't mess with rappers. So the fact that he answered the phone and came on Kanye's album, I thought was amazing. Jesus Lord is definitely another one where Kanye mentioned Life at a Party. So maybe it was supposed to be on the album, but it just wasn't on there. The track with Andre 3000. So overall, it is what it is. But I'm leaning towards. I'm not leaning towards. I'm saying Drake overall or Kanye overall. Donda to me wins in Donda versus CLB overall. I do think this was well done because nothing sells better than controversy. Nothing sells better than that. Period. So the fact that they're going in a battle between each other, and it's around the same time they're gonna drop an album, we all know that it doesn't go any better than that. That's how you sell albums. And I think just the releasing up to the album, where Kanye having 3 different listening parties, I mean, it was starting to get on my nerves, but the dude is a crazy genius, okay? Because he is crazy and he says a lot of things that are off the wall, but musically, he's a genius. In marketing, he's a genius also, because to have these listening parties, one in Chicago, I think he had 2 in Atlanta. You got people listening to the tracks. They don't necessarily know what's going to be on the album. They're thinking all these tracks are going to be on the album, and maybe most of them were. I obviously didn't go to any of the listening parties, but I thought that was well done if you're trying to sell an album. Like, keep giving people access to it. Allow people to listen to it. And then, you finally drop it. So when the album finally dropped, I know I was interested to hear it. So I think that was done well. Drake, he just drops it. And Drake can do that. He can just drop an album, and you don't need, weeks of promotion or anything. He can just, like he said earlier, I think he sent out a tweet earlier the week and said, this is about to drop. So it's coming out. And obviously people are listening to it, and people are streaming it and everything. So if we look at, I'm gonna try to pull up the week one numbers of each album, and let's see what it comes out to. Shout out to Pooh. Thank you for tuning in. But let's look at some week 1 numbers for Donda, and then also let's see some week 1 numbers, if I can get it pulled up quick enough, for Certified Lover Boy. So as of Monday, Donda is already pacing to move 300,000 units. And again, like I said this at the beginning, I don't think these guys are in the same lane. That is not a dig at either one of them, but they're just not in the same lane. If you listen to both albums, you could see that they're not even on the same path. Like this beef is not even equal. This beef doesn't even honestly doesn't even make sense because they're neither one of them. I don't think they're on the same path musically. So it kind of, but it's definitely helped to sell for sure. So first week projection, 575 to 625 is about what the first week is looking like for Drake. So it looks like Drake's selling more. And I think also Kanye probably, this was a benefit, and I think it also might have hurt him a little bit of having all these listening parties. And you can find the album on YouTube somewhere where Certified Lover Boy, you won't be able to find. It's just not going to pop up on, it probably will now pop up on YouTube. But before Donda was released, you had access to a lot of the songs already. What's up, Courtney? Thank you for tuning in. I don't know if you've heard both of these albums or not, but if you want to put in the comments which one you like better. And again, Drake makes music for the ladies. I would say 75% of his music for the ladies. 25% of his music is for the dudes. Like, and when he gets into his zone as far as rapping, obviously he can definitely do it. But a lot of these tracks that he has on here, is for the ladies. Sales don't even matter. It's all about quality of music, says Courtney. I agree with you too. And that's why I got to go with Kanye. And again, I said that at the beginning. I know the dude is not all there. I know. But the music, he is a musical genius. The fact that he did I think he did all the production on this, and he rapped on this, and he had all of these events, and he had people come on this album. Now, and I'm just not talking about Future. You know Future is going to be on Drake album, okay? You know that already. You know he's going to have Jay on the album. He had Jay on the album. Like, we know. We kind of know what Drake album is going to look like. We kind of know. He'll give you that surprise, which he gave you Project Pat on the track, which I thought that was great to hear. 3-6 Mafia. I thought that was great to hear. Now, the next thing we need, and I need to send this to Versus, we need a battle between these two. This will be major. This will be major for the Versus community, the Versus brand. If they could get these two and do it sooner rather than later, because the steam's already there. You already got them beefing. You already got them coming out with albums. Now, if you could just get this Versus, this would probably be the biggest one ever. The one I really want to see though is Jay-Z and Nas. That would be okay. That would be big time right there. So we'll see what happens there. But I just wanted to come on for a minute and talk about Donda and CLB. There, like I said, there's not a lot of tracks on Certified Lover Boy that I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, I really love him. There's really only one, and that was Bridal Path, because he just went in. I think it's 7 a.m. on Bridal Path. He just went in on Kanye. But a lot of these other tracks are just like, meh. Kanye, there's plenty of tracks where I'm putting on repeat. There's plenty of tracks I'm having to rewind back. And again, the production is just out of this world. Somebody said Donda is taking a risk, obviously because of a lot of things that he said. Also, he's more going on the Christian route. He edited all the cussing on the album. And just the out of this world production. Drake stays in a box. Okay? My opinion. This is my opinion. Drake stays in the box. It works. His formula works. No doubt. 100%. It works every time. Kanye is always doing something out of the box, crazy. He did the album where he's singing. His stuff is different, and he's different. It's just the truth. If this was a versus, Kanye got way too much music, especially with production. I agree 100%. I think it would be a massacre. I think it would be like Dipset and the Lox. Now, I think Drake's going to come prepared, but yeah, Kanye's got so much. The fact that he did an album with Jay, and then Jay on this saying this may be the return of the throne. So who knows? We may get another Throne album. Who knows? Like, I think this was. I just think it was a dope album. I'm gonna say that with Donda. CLB. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I'll give Donda. I'll say a 4. I'll say a 4.5 out of 5. The production is just, you cannot doubt. You cannot say, oh, that album sounds whack. If you are, you're not a music fan. Period. I don't know what you are, but you just may not be a music fan. I get the dude's psycho, but you cannot doubt his musical ability. Shout out to my man Black Dash. Also, thank my sister for tuning in as well. Anybody wants to jump on as we're talking about this? If you want to join in on the conversation, you can definitely do that. There's a way that you can say you want to join in. But Donda or CLB, let me know. Let me know what you guys, how you guys feel. Donda, period. Thank you. That's my sister. I think we agree a lot on music. And Drake is Drake. No doubt that Drake is not talented. I'm not saying Drake's not good. I'm not doing anything I'm not shaming Drake at all. But I'm just saying Drake stays in his lane. And it works for him. And he's making probably millions and billions of dollars. Kanye is going to do something different. This was another different album. The fact that he had Andre 3000, he had a track with him and it wasn't on the album. And Drake just had to put it out. He just put it out on a whim, which he thought it was going to be a dig. But I think this even gave Kanye even more credit, even more love. So let me see if I had anything else I wanted to touch on. And also, thank you guys for those of you that tuned in to the second annual BS3 Radio Awards. It's up on YouTube. It's also on everywhere we are. It's there. So you can check that out. We got some great people, got some awesome awards. And we'll be doing it even bigger and better next year. So at the end of the day, I'm going Donda over CLB. I listened to the album. I listened to both of them, every single track. Now Drake, I had to skip a couple. I listened to as much of it as I could. But that's Drake. He's gonna have some fire tracks on a couple on the album, but he's not gonna have. And somebody said, "Oh, I just play this without skipping." You're lying. There's not a track where you're like, there's not every single track you can just let this thing ride and it's all good. I'm sorry. I don't agree with you. I think you're lying. Let me see. Travis Scott was also on both albums, so there was a lot of similar features on there. And I cannot stand that Travis Scott ad-lib that he does. It's working for them. Look, I'm not hating on people. If it works for you, that's fine. I'm going to be honest, though. I don't like it. So, Donda or CLB, thank you for tuning in. And I'll be back. We're not doing a forecast show on Monday. It's Labor Day, so enjoy. We'll be back next Monday. Also, I'll be doing a show next Saturday. Me and my daughter are going to do a show. We're going to review some kid movies. So I think we're going to do Vivo, which is a new movie on Netflix. So we may do something else. But trying to get the family involved. I think podcasting is a great avenue, a great platform. If I can pass this on to my daughter, she will be bigger, better than me. She will go leaps and bounds further than what I'm doing. And that's it. That's the name of the game. Instilling your kids those passions that you have, and maybe it'll spark something in them. So Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. My sis, thank you for tuning in. Black Dash, Courtney Harden, Pooh Love, Sean, Taryn, Q, SSC, Nathan, my man Shane. Thank you guys for tuning in. Jay Kane. Have a good one.